Hello and welcome back to another nail video. We are currently on day 19 of my mini series 31 nails of Halloween, and I have been having so much fun, and I am so glad that you all have been tuning in. The unknown noises. You should always search for unknown noises. A single knock at the door, not the rhythmic tapping of an invited guest, not the pattern of thumps to get a homeowner's attention, just a single knock. Assuming it to be a noise of nature, especially considering that the time was 11 p.m., I left it. I live alone and expected no visitors that night. But then it came again. The second, yet still painfully single knock. To call it a knock is to exaggerate. This was a bang. Not a gentle ask to be allowed in, but a demand for attention. I glanced out the window, seeing nothing. Yet even as I looked at the empty pavement in front of my house, I heard it for a third time. The same sound, confidently coming from my front door and echoing through my home. Curious of a blind spot from my view, I went up to source the sound and looked right through the peephole. My eyes saw nothing, yet my ears disagreed, as a thud occurred that was so loud I could feel it emanating through the door. Expecting a bat or other creature to be somehow stuck, I opened the door to investigate. If this noise had continued, I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep. This still rang true as fact, but not because of the noise. I couldn't sleep that night because of what I saw. Standing outside, in a place that had been void of anything just moments ago, was now a gray figure. It was humanoid, but a far stretch away from human. I can only describe its features as empty. No soul behind them. A vessel that could move. An intimate life. But was in no way alive. It had no eyes, and yet I felt it staring right through me as I froze in fear. Its thin posture was only slightly taller than me. As weak as it looked, I knew that it would be a bad idea to mess with it. Slits all over its skin opened, as thick blood began to ooze from these new wounds. From each one, a chain shot out, burying themselves into the ground. A mouth which I had not noticed before opened. Its teeth were many. It let out a shriek as it grew taller. The rusted chains creaked and clanged as the figure struggled. They were pulling it down. It did not struggle by attempting to get away. Its growth seemed to be how it planned to escape. For every inch the chains pulled it down, it would grow 2 inches. It had become an immovable tower of fear. If reality does not truly exist, this thing is what makes me agree. It fed on the terror of those around it. It reached the size of my house, and the chains began to work twice as hard. The figure became stiffer as moving became more difficult. It sunk into the ground, continuing its cry. The screams are etched into my brain. Soon only its now stretched, disfigured head remained. Its growth has caused the head to distort, its inhuman mouth screeching in my face, before being totally dragged under. There I stood, on the edge of pitch black outside, as the light from my hallway split up. No evidence of the horrors remained. Looking down the street, I could see only houses. Everything was quiet. Everything except my mind.